Hi, welcome to the next in the how-to series. This one's going to surround Snapchat and the privacy and security settings contained within it. I realise that for a lot of people it can be quite daunting in the settings to understand maybe what each of the different areas refers to, so I want to try and make this guide to make that a bit easier for people to understand, so they can follow along as I show on the screen what each of those settings refers to. So if we pop over to my other screen, I've already got my emulator set up with Snapchat, and where we're going to go is top left here into this area. There's a lot of things there which relate to the app itself, but what we're interested in for this video is the top right here. You'll see the cog icon, so if we click on there, and that will bring us into the settings area. So before I jump into the settings, if you haven't already done so, I did a video on the subject of 2FA and MFA, which is two-factor authentication and multi-factor authentication. If you haven't already done that one, maybe just pop over to that video now and get that set up, because that really is most of the battle with regards to protecting your account from being hacked or have control of it taken over by anyone else. So I would definitely say that's somewhere you want to start before you jump into these settings. So these sort of settings, as I say, the 2FA and MFA, that's more to do with protecting your account from external influences, whereas this is more about how you control access to your who can sort of speak to your child through the app, and who can view what they're putting on the app. So this top part here, name, username, birthday, they're obviously self-explanatory. Mobile number and email, so you really need one or the other, and it's down to you which one you prefer, but they're used basically for the verification of the account. So you'll have to put one in so that they can either send you a text or an email to confirm that the account is being set up by a real person, basically. Password, if you want to change your password at all, you would go in there, you would put your current password in, and then it'll let you set a new one, which you would then put in twice, and it would set a new password for you. Two-factor authentication, I'm not going to jump into that because there is a separate video on it. Connected apps, that relates to what other apps you can connect to it. With certain apps you can like connect your LinkedIn account, or sorry, not your LinkedIn account, your Facebook account, or your Instagram account. I'm not going to jump into that again because that's not really anything to do with the subject of this video. Notifications, so in here, if you basically don't want to be notified of anything, you click on that top one, and that'll take all of the ticks away and means that you won't get any notifications at all. Or say you just wanted to turn off individual ones, you would just click them on there, and you know, if you didn't want it to vibrate, or if you didn't want sound or a ringtone, you turn those off, you go back, and that'll save that within the app. It's purely down to preference, what you want turned on and off. Bitmoji is there is a separate I suppose app which allows you to create an avatar of yourself, but Snapchat has it basically integral part of the actual app, and you can go in. I can't do it on the emulator because I don't have a camera, but basically you can take a picture of yourself, and what it'll do is it'll give you three options at the bottom, and then you'll be able to go through and sort of change things to your taste, and you know, fashion and all sorts. You can add accessories to it. It's one of those little features that, you know, adds to the whole social media hype, basically. It's in, you know, it's up to yourself whether you allow them to have access to that. There's no real harm, to be honest. Shazam, that's an app which allows you to recognize songs. So you can play, if you don't know the name of a song, you can play, you know, record a little bit of it, and it'll tell you what the song is. These are all just integrations, basically, because what these successful companies tend to do is they'll see other apps which have become successful, and they'll buy them out, and they'll integrate them into their own app. Facebook are very good at that, and a lot of the big tech companies will do the same. Apps from Snap. So I haven't. I've explained Bitmoji and the fact that there is a separate one that you can set up, because you can then use that emoji in other platforms, basically. So Zenly is a live map. It's quite similar to the heat map, which is used within Snapchat itself, and it'll allow you to see where your friends are, and also it'll allow you to scour the map and see public snaps, basically, that people have set their settings to allow everyone to see, and it'll superimpose them onto the map, and you can see who's in the local area doing what. It's not something I would suggest outside of the settings that we're going to go through with regards to making sure it's locked down to just their friends and people that they know. Language, self-explanatory there. Additional services, I'm not going to go into. That's more to do with the apps that it uses within Snapchat itself. So this is the main area that we want to look at, is the who can, and this is obviously to do with the privacy settings. So who can contact me? You want to have that locked down to my friends, because the first thing you want to do is I suppose you want to lay the ground rules with your child. You're going to have that discussion with them, because like I've mentioned before, communication is the big piece here, isn't it? And you want to say to them that they are using this as a way of contacting their social circle, so from school or their friends. So it's really how you want to play it with regards to that. But if you've had that discussion, then you want to lock it down to just their friends, because that's that trusted circle, and for them to be contacted by just friends is a good way of going with it, rather than everyone, which would let anyone get in touch with them and contact them, which isn't very good for security or safety or privacy indeed. So use my cameos selfie. It lets who you select add to their story or export cameos from chat or discover with that have got the child safe selfie within it. You want to keep that down to only me, because that's the sort of control you don't want to release to anyone else. You don't, even my friends, because no one knows what people are going through on a day-to-day basis, and one of their friends might be just having a bad day and think, I'll just send your picture off around the internet. So definitely keep that one to just only me. Missed one there, sorry. If we go back and view my story, common sense again. I think that friends only is pretty much the area where you want to be sticking with regards to what they're seeing and what you're allowing them to see. So you're choosing to put your story on there. You really only want your friends to be able to look at it. You don't want everyone. The whole idea is to try and restrict access to trusted sources, rather than everyone, because everyone includes not just other children, but it includes people who might be on there for reasons other than just for social interaction. Show me in Quick Add. It helps friends to find each other on Snapchat. So it's one to discuss, really, in that you may want them to be allowed to show in Quick Add, because their friends from school may see them then and may be able to add them. But the discussion then needs to happen about what happens when they receive a friend request. Do they come and speak to you, or have you got a pre-arranged sort of way of dealing with this? I would say it's more of a discussion piece, but that's basically what that means. Is it'll allow them to show up on other people's friends list as a suggested friend, so they will then be able to add them. That's basically what that one means. See my location. So I would leave this on ghost mode. I've never liked the idea of the app for children giving their location away to everyone. You may though want to turn it on, and maybe you would be a friend on their Snapchat, and you could then turn it on for only these friends. which would then allow you to add yourself. So you would then be able to see where they are on the map, which has its positives, obviously, for many reasons. In that, if the worst were to happen, then one way you could maybe try and find out where they are is through this. So it does have a very strong positive for it, but you need to make sure that you don't have it for, you know, everyone, because that would be silly. You don't want other people knowing where your kid is. This one here, it is what it says, and to give you the information, it allows your friends who are already on your friends to request your location, and they will get those in chat. Again, it's up to you. I'm not here to say yes you should or no you shouldn't, but my gut feeling on that one would be to turn that off, or have the conversation about what happens when they receive a request. Memories are a personal collection of snaps and stories that they save, and they are backed up by Snapchat. This is more about whether it does it over Wi-Fi or whether you let it use mobile data. I would turn that off, because that would probably use up quite a bit of data. The save button, what happens when it saves it, so when they take a selfie, it'll give them options. If you've got that ticked, it will just save it as a memory. You can also turn it on so that it will save it to the phone. That's what camera roll means. It means it'll save it into the gallery on the phone itself, or you can have it just saved to the phone itself. I would go for camera roll only, because then it's on their phone and it's within their control. You can either turn it to do this automatically, or you can turn it to auto saving them, or you can turn it to leave it off. I would leave it off. Now that, I do not know what that is, if I'm completely honest. Let's have a look at need help. See if help tells us anything. Apparently you can get spectacles. I would assume that's something to do with the filters, but I don't know. Maybe someone can drop me a message and let me know what that's about. It doesn't appear to have any sort of it's asking for location services. Anytime anything asks for location services, I would be more inclined not to enable than to enable it, unless you have a good reason to enable it. Customizing emojis, that'll be to do with the emojis that are within the actual app itself. So Super BFF, you can give them double hearts. I mean, that's really cool. But you can change it if you want to assign a particular. There we go. That's my Super BFF is the devil, and that will then be assigned to a person who within your app you have given the title Super BFF. I think that means best friend forever. But yeah, there's lots of different terms these days that even I get confused by the amount of them myself. Ads is one of those things these days. You can't turn them off. You know, they won't let you turn ads off, but you can choose whether they are targeted or not. So you turn these all off, you'll just get random ads. If these are on, you'll find that they'll be more tailored to the person themselves. So it's a personal preference there. Data saver. It reduces the mobile data usage. You'll need to manually load content like lenses and snaps, and they may take longer to view. So it's all about what it's doing in the background, basically, and what you're letting it do in the background. If you turn that off, it just won't do any of that syncing in the background, but you'll find that your experience in the app is probably going to be a little different to normal, in that it will take longer for certain things to load. So I would probably leave that on unless you're very worried about your data, mobile data. Privacy, so clear conversations. I only have one because I have no friends on this, but you can delete that from there. You can clear the search history. I have not made any searches, so clear top locations. This resets the list of places that you visit the most, and they use that on the map that I talked about before. Contact syncing is to do with, so most of these social media apps, they will, if you allow them to, they will sync with the contacts that are on your phone, or so on if you've got a Google phone, you'll have all of your contacts saved within your Google account, and what that'll do is that'll look to see if you've got people in your contacts who are also on Snapchat, and then it will allow you to basically see those people as suggested friends. Your choice on whether to turn that on or off, but you know, it's the information's there for you now, that you know what that means, and you can actually view the contacts as well, but I don't have any because I haven't connected this to a real phone. Spotlight, this, once you actually start to use the Spotlight and the Snap Map snaps, which is the map that I've spoken about, they'll start to appear in here, and you'll be able to view those there. And permissions, these are the permissions specific to the actual phone. Like this is an Android phone, so things like your camera, it will obviously need permission to use your camera because Snapchat is all about pictures. Contacts, as I just explained there, is so it can see whether you've got any friends that are on Snapchat. Location, that's for the map, and for other features such as search and advertising. I would leave that off personally. Microphone, because snaps and selfies and stuff, they are video ones as well, so if you want to have audio on there, then that would need to be enabled. The phone, that's all for autofill basically, and that's to do with the thing I said at the start about whether you use your mobile phone or whether you use email. But also you can actually make video calls through Snapchat to your friends, so that's what that setting there refers to. And call log is to check your phone number. If you use that as part of your registration, it's to check that that's the same phone. And storage just allows it to save things to the camera roll, as I mentioned before. You can actually request your data, and it's something that's quite similar in Facebook and Instagram and other places, in that you're able to request all of the data that's on your profile. And what they do in the background is they parcel that up into a package, and then generally they'll email you, and you'll be able to download that package, and it contains everything, all your chats, all your photos that you've got saved on there, and you can view those offline on your own computer. This support section, so there's a handy one here that I'm gonna go over, and that's the safety concern one. So if I click in there, basically this tells you how to do certain things, and I think it's quite useful because if your child's been bullied, for example, you can report people through this feature. But also if you see something inappropriate, inappropriate pictures or chat or something like that, you can report them through the app itself. So this just explains how to do that, how that process works. And if you see a snap that contains something inappropriate, there's a little flag, and that basically is seen by clicking and holding the snap, and then you'll get the flag will pop up. You tap that and you can report the story and let them know why it's offensive. Same for if it's a snap that someone sent to you. If it's someone who's bullying, you tap and hold on the Snapchatter's name, and you will get like a little cog icon button pop up. Tap the report, and you'll get to report that account, and you'll be able to explain within that report why you want to report them. And that's pretty much the main ones I wanted to mention from there. They have quite a good help feature in the app itself. So if there's anything there that you want to know more about, so you can see like the safety stuff there, you know, reporting abuse, reporting a safety concern. There's all sorts of really good information available in there. Privacy, you know, about how to download your data, how to block people. That's obviously a good one because of the bullying side of things. You can block that person, and it's as easy as swipe right to go to the chat screen. You tap and hold their friend name, tap more, and tap block. There's a couple of ways of doing it actually. You can unblock as well, but I don't know why you would never need to unblock someone. If you decide to block them, there's a good reason for it. But yeah, there's loads of stuff in there. So if there's something that you want to know or you want to find out more information, it is quite a user-friendly area. It's going to be in there somewhere, even if you just put in a search. You know, oh, there's one for what are spectacles. It really doesn't still help me at all. Oh, you can buy actual glasses. So these must be the glasses that are in the emojis and stuff, and you can actually own a pair. How awesome is that? I don't think I'll be spending any money on it, but there you go. You've got the information now, so if you want to buy some glasses from Snapchat, then more power to you. And I think that's gonna be that for this one. Nice, easy, quick run through. I hope it's explained those settings a bit better than without the run through. If there are any areas that you're still not sure on, as usual, drop a comment down in the comment section or drop me an email, and I will try to assist. That's going to be it for the Snapchat. I will be putting together more guides for the other platforms, but in the meantime, thanks very much for watching. Please remember to share, please remember to subscribe, and take care of yourself. Thanks very much.